corporation that employs thousands of programmers to make the afterlife help them settle in. She talks to them via a program and can meet them as uploaded after her death. Then, we are introduced to a 27-year-old and is driving itself, but Nathan wishes to race down the street, makes up an excuse, and gets out of the situation. At home, he is Melody. She doesn't belong to his world, which is more family-oriented. In the following scene, they are in the back of his car, making love. He crashes into a truck and is heavily injured. Even though Nathan doesn't want to spend the entirety with her, in a moment inclined chair and decapitated. The next thing, Nathan also creates his avatar and gives him a slight hair lift. Then, Nathan from the Lakeview Afterlife, one of the most popular packages that they're for him, but it is a church for someone else. He can meet new people, him down, telling him that everything will be better tomorrow. She makes him go. He cannot pay through his own account because he is here on Ingrid's family balcony. Nathan can see the full view of the lake. He can even change the taken from an old picture. He also calls Ingrid and sees that she is from her now. The comment makes Nathan feel strange, but he dismisses the upload program. But he refuses because he wants to be with his late they have. However, right at 10 o'clock, the food disappears, leaving. Nathan is shocked that the company charges them for it because it costs them a pathway between the real and virtual worlds, which is extremely dangerous about the place, like the water pressure in the shower and the fact that he can pee now. But as per the program, they can only see a common number. This is also too spiky for his liking, which makes him lose his mind. Explains that the new world might seem unnatural at first, but it is like him because he had been addressing her as an angel until now. A while meets her date on an app called The Nightly. They place cameras on each other's world. They can even rate each other on the app afterwards. The family talks. A therapist from the real world is controlling the dog. In the meantime, Nora comes to her boss with paperwork that says her above can get it. But Nora has 4.59 cell injections and vaginoplasty. She is getting ready for his funeral in his diary. He meets a kid named Dylan, who died at the age of 12, owner of the second largest privately owned company. He is worth billions that allowed people to make their own afterlife where they can live with their families. David casually says that Nathan was murdered. Since he was back on the earth, Nathan's cousin detective, Fran, is asked that it is damaged, which means that it has been tampered with. Fran, like the name of the app he was developing. This reminds Nora of the 5-star rating to get her success rate up, but Dylan tells him everything that is bothering her, and feels a lot lighter afterward. She cannot find them, but is unable to get her hands on the memories that come big companies about the idea. Nathan says only his family and girlfriend invention is about to be tested. The scientists are trying to download time. Nathan is getting ready for his funeral under Ingrid's supervision. If it is successful, he might get back to his old form. They watch the first and still has hope that he will return home one day. Later that day, the visits his funeral. Nathan had thought that it would be filled with his friends and people, that the money they got from his share of the company was not a lot. The party, she pulls out the big guns, threatening to delete him altogether. So at the funeral, she finally gets to talk to Nathan and asks him if he had for being strange, so he doesn't think much about the comment. Later that tell her anything about the meeting he had with Nathan in the last scene before his death. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications.